The lighting is not as great out here though.
It's
Again,
okay.
I'm tilted in all different kind of directions. I don't. Am I like sideways to you?
Now you're the right way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're sideways to me. I mean, I'm sideways to. Tell them. All right, cool. Yeah. How you doing? Right.
Yes. I'm good, thank you. I've been on live for 7 hours now.
A minute. I know. I tried. I locked in the beginning. The early
I
hours.
know.
I was locked in. I think I caught your first guest, but then from then on, we're running around.
It's
How's
been really
it
good,
been?
to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've kept that energy up as
Yeah.
well. I missed the outfit
Up,
changes though, because I don't know how you was gonna do
outfit.
it as well. Outfit free, yeah. Come on. Li- Liking that, liking that.
So,
And you've met how many guests have you had so far?
um, that's a good question. One, two, three, five. So you would
Oh
be number,
wow.
yeah,
I'm number six, yeah? Nice, nice, nice. Blazing that trail.
literally. So, if you tell us a little bit about yourself, I mentioned where I met you, and that you did spoken word,
Sort of.
very powerful. I don't know if he was going to do the piece for us today, or if he just wanted to speak about.
I can, if you want.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's
I
no different.
think he should because I loved it so much.
Oh yeah. I mean, fair enough. But to be fair, and I've just had this conversation about this piece the other day, where it's like a Black History Month piece,
Yeah,
and it's like if I don't perform it during Black History Month, it gets no play, no nothing. So it's like it never really gets performed.
unfortunately,
So I feel like really and truly, every opportunity I have to perform it, I should take it.
it's true.
So this being one of them, I reckon I probably should to get it.
Definitely.
But what do you think? You will save it for the end, or going to start off with that?
I think you should start off with it, and then we'll have
Oh,
a.
okay, cool. Right. So how did I begin? I think I started by saying, what is this black thing of ours? What makes a black person black, and what do we even mean when we say black? I think it makes sense to understand what it means before we begin to start to celebrate its history. Wouldn't you agree? Because look at me. I've been called black my whole life, so I must be. But if I was to begin to briefly summarize my history, how many black people do you think can relate to me? You see, my father was not a slave. His father was not a slave. His father was not a slave. As far as I know, none of my forefathers were slaves. In truth, the slave trade might be a bit of a myth to me. You see, to me, what went down was a bit of a mystery. But it's hard to consider it my history when my dad's surname was given to me. And that name will continue through me or any of my brothers if I don't succeed. It likely goes back to the 1560s when my great-great-granddaddy managed to slip free. I mean, I wasn't there, so I couldn't really say. Maybe he pulled them off. Maybe he ran away. Whatever he did is why he was not a slave and prevented me having a slave as surname. I heard when they brought those boats to our coast, although some of us were stolen, some of us were sold. I doubt anybody chose to go or even had a choice except death or get on the boat. Now here's a dictionary definition of the word devil. An atrociously wicked, cruel person. Now I didn't write the dictionary. What does it mean? Or does that definition fit perfectly? You had to be suicidal if it was me being stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. But not all slaves part of the slave trade were taken away. Some of us remain. Albeit true, we weren't taken overseas, but we were taken over. See, we were a different kind of way before them colonizers came and colonized us. Yeah, they came along and colonized with a different color eyes. They came and lied. So for the sins of the father, we don't see eye to eye. When we look into each other's eyes and often despise, so often disguise. Still oppressed be the dark skin. And if you doubt me, then ask him, another brother who just can't win with those who just can't look past the color of our skin. Back then, they were asking for offers and prices where highest bid wins. But can we not stray from our father's sins, and must the sins of the father still remain within? be it quite a few generations, regardless, a room for improvement is vacant, especially in the media, where it's blatant, the darker your skin, the less appreciation. No matter how often we try to tell them we're not all aggressive, reckless, wild villains, gun wielding, shop thieving, limp walking, ghetto talking. I have a thought, and many would disagree. They might even get angry, stereotypically. I think, and this is just a theory, but I think a big part of the problem is one country. They have the power of influence in the Western world, through media mainly, but through other means as well. The power to push the envelope, really invoke change. Instead, they push their own agendas, sometimes to their own dismay. Stereotypes, heroes and villains, popular opinions, they're all media driven. Television, music, unfortunately, the news and now social media played a big part too. It's no coincidence that all the major influencers seem to be controlled or owned by them who feel like they need to divide us in order to flourish and try to succeed by depriving minds of knowledge. So now you have African Americans, Black British, Black Africans, Black Caribbeans, man-made labels that shouldn't mean much, yet here we are trying to celebrate Black History Month. A thing that they don't even recognize in Africa, while Black British and African Americans observe it in different months. But shout out our legends who did try to forward our peoples, the Malcolms, the Martins, the Mary Seacles, the Tupac Shakurs, the Huey P. Newtons, and many, many more. And just like Tyson, Jackson, Johnson, and Jordan have more than just a mic in common, same way me and you, Ebony, we have more than just a mic in common. So I don't really know much for Black History Month, but what I do know is that I'm proud to be one of us. And this is the part where I ask for clicks from the crowd if you two are happy to be Black and proud. All right.
No, I mean, I'm
So that's that thing.
now because I can just listen to it when I want.
Who you?
You just said everything that annoys me and so freely, and the way that like you speak, it inspires me to speak up as well, because it's like everybody knows but not everyone says so.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's literally how it is. Like, I'm just saying it, but I'm not saying nothing new. I'm not saying nothing that we don't already know. That's why my style, if you will, is not so much preachy, it's more just conversational. Like, we're just talking, but you get it. You know what we're saying.
It's like, this is why I'm doing Embrace Trailblazers, because I'm not saying that everybody needs to rise up and be the leader of nations.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that everyone needs to rise up with reality and realize that they have a lot more power and control over 100%. Their life than they realize. And
even more power when, it's united in the same goal. You got to be a part of it. You got to be a part of the trail,
Yeah. We had a gentleman called Oladele earlier, and he has a platform, the Imagine Al-Kabulin, and he does a series where he speaks ancestral wisdom, but also just different topics, politics, spirituality, all different things, but going back to indigenous African ways. And if you ever hear the things that he's speaking about in terms of rebuilding our communities, in terms of each of our roles in this big mission to awaken our people to who we are, I feel like you're playing a role, and you know that, but I don't know if you know how.
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I ain't signed up to nothing. That's what you're asking, but
one poem that you've written, and why
I feel like it's getting really dark. Can you see me?
So much that it should be performed. That poem should be performed 3 times.
You're getting bored of it. No, but I was planning to make it part of an EP that I want to say working on, but I'm not really. It's already done. You know, there was where everything's written. I just need to go to the studio and record it. I'm not even working on it. It's been done for a minute. So it's on that EP. It's part of I don't know how you call it, because it's a project that's part of a bigger project, if that makes sense.
Like a collective.
So, Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's a collective project. So when I do that, then obviously they'll be recorded, it'll be fun whenever, if ever, even used as sounds, even used as background videos.
Yeah.
Because I do have another project, I guess, called Poet Education, which is essentially kind of like that, where it's poems, but the whole point of those poems is purely to educate. So there's going to be a whole series of
That's
those.
the kind of poem that we should have been analysing for GCSE English, not the other.
Of mice and men and them and
You know what I mean? But
yeah, for real.
and
And it's funny that you say that because do it analyzing poems and literature in English GCSE. I didn't care for English literature. I didn't even care for poetry. I don't even know if I still do, to be honest with you. But my whole thing came from, I came from the grime era. So it
yeah,
just came about having bars. And then obviously as that transitioned into like hip hop, and then eventually you're gonna come across a conscious rapper. So somebody who is rap, but it's not rap like everything else. It sounds more poetic. It sounds more poetry.
it
So
makes sense.
when I used to think poetry, my mind always just think Shakespeare and Macbeth and them and them. I'm like, poetry, that's dead kind of thing. Like I got, but when I started realizing you could actually be not cool. Cool is a dead word, but you know what I mean. Like it's. Pardon?
I know what you mean though, because again, that's what I'm trying to show people in terms of if I a group of young black boys and I told them, raw, write me a poem, they'll look at me like, what?
Yeah, for real.
Bars
It's the same
for
thing. They're
hours.
trying to say, but they don't deep it. That it's those same bars. It's how you say it, how you deliver it, how and the care that you take into every line as well. Because with spoken word, that's one thing I realized. The difference when I'm writing spoken word to when I'm writing raps, every single line matters. There's no such thing as filler lines. There's no such thing as I'm just saying it to make it rhyme or just saying it so it finishes off that 4 bar. Every line matters. Every line's a message. Every line, you get it, it's purposeful.
Yeah.
That's why I even get a bit critical when analyzing other people. So it's like, oh, a wasted line. Like, what was the point of that?
It's true.
It looked like a silhouette. Raw, black it out. Let me go find some line. This is ridiculous. Embarrassing.
In terms of your EP project, what would you say is there a theme or base of the things that you've written for it?
Pardon?
In terms of your EP project,
Yeah.
would you say that it's where did you write from? What was your inspiration?
In the beginning, it was because believe it or not, I was a very, very, I might actually say I still am a very, very shy guy, extremely introverted. I did not speak out. I didn't speak. I didn't socialize. I didn't do none of that stuff, and I didn't want to. Pardon?
But go on. I said I kind of got that from how you performed.
Oh, real? Okay, cool. I'm glad because I feel like nobody believes me when I say it. I don't understand why. Like, it's still so obvious to me anyway.
They think that if you have talent, you're automatically confident, and it's like, no, I still.
Yeah. No. And even that is like the talent, that's subjective. You said I got talent, you, not me, forget it. But at the end of the day, it's what it was, is what it is. But my whole thing was where I was so introverted, I used to just think to myself. That's what it was. And then eventually, wait, where was I going with this?
It was about the inspiration behind your EP. And so,
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what it was. And it was getting, like, I wanted people to know me, but I couldn't speak to people and I didn't know how to speak to people. So I used to just basically, it's almost like I was writing a biography.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And it was one that I wrote, but then never released. So because my whole thing with writing, that's why I always used to say I'm not passionate about it, because my whole thing was writing. Once I put that final full stop down, I'm good. I don't care about posting. I don't care about performing. I don't care about shit. It's just getting it out, just writing it out, and then that's it. Because writing, it comes so easily for me. Like the writing, I don't even know why, if it is a gift or talent, I don't know why me. Because give it to somebody who wants to post or wants to share.
Do you know what's funny? It probably is a gift that is passed down through your lineage, and you might do research and find out that this person wrote this and this person did that. Because the way that you're speaking and you're describing it, it's like there is something really, really, really light and powerful within you, and I feel like you don't even know it. That's why
You're probably right, to be fair. But you're not the first person to say something like this. But
Really?
yeah, yeah. But then I used to be like, whatever, man. Just say whatever, man. But it was different though, because you would think that they're just saying it for a specific reason. Like they were just trying to get me to do something, get me to say something. But you obviously couldn't be.
By the way.
You get it. So I've started to stop ignoring it as much. But I feel I don't know, what to fully do with it. I don't know how to lean into it. But my whole thing is I don't reject it. I don't ignore it. I don't I'm just open to whatever comes my way, basically, in that lane, in that fashion. But yeah, it's so interesting when I hear it again and again. It must be true.
It is. And the other thing I was gonna say, on the back of the form that you filled, where you were saying that
I did my
until you realize how it impacts someone else.
Oh yeah.
That's
You're cutting in and out.
do not know how to express them. Not even in terms of speaking to somebody else, just in terms of identifying how you feel and being able to talk about it.
Voicing your feeling.
Yeah, and because
it's not.
You see, with me, when all these things are happening in our community, I'm trying to go into what's the root of what's that person. So like that was the only way to deal with that.
Yeah. So would you say one second. Would you say that you're like an empath? Do you feel what other people feel? You say 100%, yeah?
100%.
And you use that energy, like do you like recognize that you're an empath and so you go in to try and feel how they feel so you can try and
That's what I'm doing. You see the man them that can't take violations and so it gets violent straight away.
Yeah.
All you need to do is understand violate and
you just know the violation. First of all, you need to understand that it is a violation.
Yeah.
And then understand that, that right now I'm feeling violated and understand how we deal with violations. That's a big issue as well. A lot of people don't realize the situation that they're in, that if this was somewhere else or if this was something, this would have gone very differently. So it's literally just the understanding thing.
Forget that, because I heard this thing, so I have to off my glove. This guy from East London went to a party with his friends in like
Kent.
Got into an altercation in Kent.
How?
They've driven all the way back to the end to grab whatever and driven
There's no way.
way back to Kent.
In the same day.
Said, what are you arguing about?
Yeah, there's no way. I'd have forgotten on the way.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Forgotten in traffic, like literally.
The anger for so long, and why?
Yeah, that's not real anger, man.
You have to do that.
But that's not anger.
Is it not?
It's not anger that was driving that. No. Because let's face it, anger is like it's an emotion of like passion. That fuel won't burn for that long without what's fueling it still being in front of you, still angering you. But the fact that they're still doing it at that point, it's like, are you trying to impress someone? Are you trying to prove a point? Are you trying to do it? Are you only doing it because your boys are here? Are you only doing it because you feel like, do you get it? It's not because you're angry.
On top.
And the thing is, all of you are in that car probably thinking you don't even want to do it. And yet, get it.
How does one person not say, guys, do we read?
That's all it takes is one person.
Right now.
Honestly. You man is getting long. That's it.
Sorry. I laugh because it's my coping mechanism, but I know it's funny.
For real, I get it. So, no, I hear it. I definitely hear it. But it's something to work on. It's part of what we're teaching, right?
It is.
But it's a good thing that we at least recognize the issue, because without recognizing the issue, you don't know. Again, never mind the solution. You get it. You need to understand what the problem is first. You need to know that there is a problem, or how to deal with it. You get it.
Where a lot of young black boys and young black girls are placing their value in their work is so incorrect that
completely bamboozled.
I don't even get it because it doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't. But they're not kind of oriented in sense making. Do you get it? So it was never about sense with them. No offense. They want to take it. Like their whole thing is just following what's cool, what's hot, what gives them that immediate, what do you call it? not immediate reward, but like that immediate thrill,
and then
immediate satisfaction.
This is why I'm trying to open that eye to the overall system in terms of what is pushed in front of you.
Yeah. And why, exactly. You have to understand the why. Once you understand the whys and the hows, start asking the right questions, and it's like, but then you start asking why and how again. Only this time, that why and how will direct you away from where you was going in the first place.
It's true.
So many things. Things like money. Just understand the why. Just learning the history of money. It will change your whole outlook on money. Religion as well is a big one. Learn the history of religion, the economy, race, the history of race. Just learn how these things started, and your whole perception of life will change. Honestly.
And that's like, I feel like where I am in my journey now is I'm learning about all of these things and not the same space because I can see everything now, and I can see how these things are playing out. These belief systems, these.
It's like black and white. It's clear as day. That's why any decisions in life become so much easier after that, because it's like so obvious. Like, duh, there's nothing else to do. It's almost like you're not even making a decision. It's like there's only one thing to do in the situation. It's a no-brainer. But it's so problematic when you're so on that path and somebody else is not.
Yeah.
But there's no middle ground. It's like, I can't even meet you halfway, bro. You need to understand it's this or nothing. But I know that if you don't see it, you won't see it. I can't talk you into seeing it my way. You have to experience it. You have to illuminate yourself. You have to want to, one. And then once it happens, you get it. You will know that this is just it. I can't do it your way. I can't one day your way, one day my way. It's not even my way. It's just, this is it. You get it?
Actual way of
yeah, man. It's hard to communicate that, honestly.
It is.
But that's why when you find somebody who's already on the same wavelength as you, it's just, you get it.
I don't know why I have so much guilt about it, because I feel like I've not made it out of the ends or whatever. Not yet, anyway.
I don't even know if I truly believe that should be a thing. You know, I had that conversation recently as well. I don't know if you really should, because you have to give the ends credit. It's like that whole, you know how people be. When I see people that left the ends a while ago and they come back and they're just so like naive and so weak and so mentally like, bro, you need the ends of your life. And as long as the world is still ghetto, well, never mind the ends, the whole world is still ghetto. The ends kind of builds you enough character to survive the world.
It does.
Because escaping the ends to go live in the countryside, but that's a false reality. The world is not all sunshine and rainbows. The world is not all quiet, peace, and happy. You get it? So you need to be prepared for what the world is going to throw at you. And I feel like the ends does a good job of preparing you for that.
Very good job at that. You don't know.
You know what I'm trying to say? You just have to use it correctly, though. Like, don't become the ends. Just use it correctly.
It is that. It's very much about, we can't, Yinka, that I was speaking to earlier, go anywhere. It doesn't matter where you get to. You're going to have to go from where you are. And
you have to.
Issue is, because of social media now, a lot of people in the ends, I was saying this as well, I don't remember who was on this live, I don't know where I was speaking about it, but man will all admit to each other the reality of their situations. Everyone knows mum ain't got it like that, and it's not really like that at home, so we're going to go out and we're going to do our thing together, we're all going to split it together. But now, because of social media, you got like these young boys all trying to show to each other instead of being real with each other, and that brotherhood.
It's so baffling to me, though. But in a way, like, it's baffling, but it's not, because I didn't grow up in front of a screen. I didn't grow up in front of phones. Like, when I was young, there was more to life than just a phone.
Yeah.
Being born into just a screen, like, your whole reality is believing what's in front of you on the screen. The things that they see on social media, like, if you don't know that's not real, like, honestly, there's no, it's almost like there's no hope, but I get it. It's so misleading. It's so, like, of course you're going to think it's real. And this is before AI. Never mind AI now, which has blown everything out of the water.
Yeah.
But before AI, you think all of this was real. And it's like, that's they're just trying to live up to a false reality, but they just don't know that it's not real. But they're young and impressionable. So I get it, because I was once young and impressionable too. I just wasn't being impressioned by the same thing. But like things that I realize now are not real. Back when I used to think they was real, you couldn't tell me they weren't. You couldn't.
It's true.
But now I know. You know, like even silly things like superheroes. Like when I was young, you think you could tell me Superman couldn't fly? You think like I saw it with my own eyes? What are you talking about? Like I can see him pushing the moon. Now you're gonna tell me he can't? You get it? But now I know what CGI is and all that kind of stuff. I get it.
It's true. I guess it's just in light of like the project Embrace Trailblazers, the event, speaking to you and all of that.
Yeah.
To take away like their ability to dream. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to go to the end or be realistic, but I want them to know what it's going to take for you to achieve what you want. It's not easy.
I think the good thing in what you're doing is you're not throwing a message out at them. You're doing something that's like a continuation. It's not like a one-time thing. It's more like Trailblazer. You're putting them on a trail. You get it? Like this is the right path. It's not like, oh, watch this film and done. It's do this continuously. Tread this trail. You understand? And you can do it while you're still in ends. It's just this is how you move in ends. It's not where you are. Do you get it? It's where you are up here. It's your mindset, because you can take your mindset anywhere. You could be in ends. You could be in a prison. You could be on an island. You could be wherever. But with the right mindset, you're where you need to be. Do you get it? You always be where you need to be. Especially if you're on one of those paths that's like purposeful, where you're being used. You get it? Like sometimes you're meant to be in the ends. You're meant to be in the pit. But with the right mindset to say whoever's there. Do you get it?
Why my EP is called Lower Places, Higher Purpose, because I could sit here and why did I have in my ears have to be like this?
Lower places, higher purpose. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. What are we gonna do about it?
Exactly. How are we gonna get out of it? How are we get other people out of it? How are we gonna make sure nobody else comes in here? Like all sorts. Yeah, you don't just automatically become your surroundings. I know it sounds catchy to say I'm a product of my environment. You know, it's just a nice little bar, but it's just not how you're made. Like, you're not made to be a product of your environment. You're not a tree. You get it?
And it's looking at what choices are you making and why.
And why. Exactly.
Because
that why is heavy. That why is heavy.
I was speaking about it earlier. Sorry, I'm laughing now. When I was talking about when I was on road and okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I speak about it now, I'm like, yeah, I made choices that I don't really agree with anymore. But
naturally,
I think I was in this like sorrowful place. I was in a you can't chat to me.
That's how it is in the moment.
That's how it was. Yeah.
Naturally, though.
Yeah.
So then that means when you see it, you understand it because you that's where you were. You get it? Even though you're not like that now, you get it because you've been there. And had you not been there, you would never be able to relate to that person. You would never be able to communicate with that person. So where some people might look at my past as like, oh, I was on road, I wanted to erase my past. It's necessary for you to be able to help those who can only communicate like that. You get it? It was part of the journey. It was part of the process. It had to happen. 100%. That's how I look at everything in life. You know?
It's true. It's the mindset.
It is a mindset.
I don't know.
Pardon?
I'm like, I didn't know what we was going to talk about.
Me neither. I was just going to go with the flow, with the ebbs and the flow. You get it? I'm going to go.
It is.
But it has been insightful. It's been a good chat. I will say, even though obviously nothing's scripted, it was, although I knew there was going to be a bare minimum. I was like, because obviously I've spoken to you briefly and I've seen the kind of stuff you've done. I know there was going to be the bar was going to be at least there to get like, I didn't know what I was going to talk about, but I know it was going to be good.
Yeah. I like to open people's minds up, man. People just,
for real.
It's with me, it's either I'm seen as like so amazing and wow, look at this black girl, she does this and that, or as like ghetto, and it's like who does she think she is trying?
Well, I mean, people are gonna have their own opinions naturally, and it doesn't even really matter, to be totally honest with you, because really and truly, like I said, if you have a purpose, like maybe they needed to think you was ghetto, so that when their opinion of you changes, it's gonna have an even bigger impact. You get it?
My journey is all.
Sometimes in this whole, what was it, conflict or something, it brings more attention
It
sometimes.
does.
So
Like,
honestly, everything's purposeful.
it's just we represent what is possible, and so now
Yeah.
I don't mind. I feel like I came on live today to tell everybody, by the way, before I start doing this amazing work, promoting my book and doing,
Just so you know.
sure you know that this is where I came from, you
You
know.
understand? Don't go, treat me like to say I was born immaculate conception,
Yeah.
pure as gay, everything. Understand this is where I'm coming from and that's where I'm going.
Thank you. And where I'm going is not defined by where I came from. It never was.
100% not. It couldn't be. It's impossible. It never could be. Never could be. The past is written in stone, future written in sand. You get it?
Yeah. I never heard that before, you know.
I wrote that when I was trying to describe, I wrote a little poem about my name because am I really going to do government? Yo, that's crazy.
That was all up to you right now.
I mean, do you know what it is? Because it's so wild the way it's come full circle. Because I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
And my mum was one of them generations where she didn't understand, no, your name's pretty important in this country. You can give her one that they can rock with to get it.
Yeah.
But that's extra proud. So I had one of them names. But it's the meaning behind the name that's come full circle. Because even though the name itself was pretty hard to pronounce, that's actually how I ended up with the name Chuck. It's just people couldn't pronounce my actual name. And then we found out by definition it's actually the same name. So the name means God decides.
That makes sense.
Which is so crazy because only as of like maybe 2018, 2019 have I really just let go. Like I don't make no decisions. Everything is now. And this is a name that I haven't been avoiding the name my whole life. It's just I haven't used it. You get it? I don't use it. And it's partly because nobody uses it. But then when I come full circle and I say things like God decides or providence or it's all in God's hand, I'm like, actually, wait, where have I heard that before? That's the meaning of my name.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Our
So I wrote a poem.
means so much about us.
Yeah. And I never thought of it. You know what's crazy? I used to say it was a slave name. I didn't name myself that. That's a slave name. Don't be calling me no slave name. That was a joke. But growing up, I was like, no, call me Chuck. Call me the name that I gave myself. Yeah, the name my parents gave me. That name was thrusted upon me. But now, I claim it. But it's more now. It means even more that I don't even want it just used recklessly. It's more like internally independent name. By the way, I'm at a rugby club. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. That's all of that noise. I
guessed it was football, but
it was rugby. Yeah. And the game finished not too long ago. I'm surprised all the teams are not back yet. It was an away game, but some of us are here. Some of them have already started drinking. I don't drink with them, so
yeah,
because they get pretty messy. Hopefully, none of them are going to see this.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah, it's
So, what is project of yours? When are you looking to put that out? Lower Places, Higher Purpose.
the EP.
The EP. Wow, come on.
So the plan is December 20th, 21st, but it might
a little Christmas drop.
It might have to be January instead because my business anniversary is in January. So I'm do an event for that and do a show.
You want to do both together?
Yeah. Me and
a little bundle package.
Yeah.
I hear it. Are we going to get any snippets, any previews, any teasers, trailers, anything like that?
I'll be honest, I've been performing the songs for like the last 2 years. I just didn't record it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But did we know? Did they know that these were the songs that were going to be on the project? Nobody knows. Okay. So basically, when the project drops, I should be able to sing along 1, 2, 2.
Yeah, literally.
Because I heard it. Okay, cool. I hear it. I like that.
I don't know if you saw my performance at Sunday Soul.
I think I saw the end of it as I was coming in. Because me, I'm not going to lie, when I got a performance on, I'm circling the block, rehearsing, going through my head, just trying to understand, get in the zone.
Yeah.
I got its pros and cons.
Yeah, lower places, higher purpose is coming soon. I'll be.
Yeah.
There's a whole bundle coming. There's an EP. There's a book.
Yeah. I'm here for it though. I'm here for it. Here for it because this lane, I feel like this lane needs to be blown open. This spoken word poetry lane, because as much as obviously it's an art form, but it's not like music. And I had this conversation with another spoken word artist not too long ago, where I was like, there isn't really a spoken word industry.
There isn't, actually.
There isn't one. And I know what I meant when I said it. Obviously, he was arguing, saying, of course there is. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, the way there's a music industry, there isn't a spoken word industry. There isn't, like, spoken word awards shows, spoken word record labels. I mean, there is actually one spoken word record label. We actually have to Google it and search it up. But the fact that you haven't heard of it, you don't know it, to get it. Like, you know what I mean? But I feel like it's, when you think about how hip-hop started, how grime started, how I'm guessing jazz and rock and roll started, well, it's on us to make the industry. Like, the industry, it creates itself to get it. Like, it's actually on us. There's no one that's going to come and make it. It's actually down to the artist to blow up. And there are a lot of spoken word artists, but I think there needs to be there needs to be like a system, if you will, like some sort of framework. So you can say that, yes, this is boom, a spoken word industry. These are the artists. These are where we're going to hear their stuff. These are what's coming out. These are how we can follow them. These are, you get it. So somehow, some way, I've been thinking about it, but I don't know how.
Two things. I don't know if you know Nigo True. He was like the first that I ever found when I was in secondary school. And I don't think I'm researching into any of
it. Shout out to Nigo. I know him.
Literally. And then the second thing I was going to say is there's an event, I think it's in South London or something. It's called Flow Vortex or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only other thing that I can think of. But it's all just events. It's not actually
you get it.
frameworks and actual, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I noticed, because I wanted to, when I started doing spoken word, because it was, again, something that I never ever thought I would ever be speaking to a crowd or speaking on stage or performing anything. Like, it was just not in my character, not in my nature. Not them. But yeah, I spoke to one guy. Have you heard of the Poetry Jam?
No.
Terrell Lewis that's actually the first place I performed, and it was him that literally opened my eyes to spoken word. One, him himself, he is, like, when I say the GOAT, like, he was the first guy that I said, yeah, that's my GOAT in spoken word. Like, he's just crazy. Like, he changed my whole opinion on what spoken word is. And then he introduced me to the Poetry Jam, which, like you said, is just an event. It's not like a whole framework. It's just an event. But then I realized that there are multiple events like that. So it's from going to there, then going to another event, and then realizing, okay, but had he not brought me in personally, I would have never known about it. There's no way for me to know about it. And from his page, like the other page, I followed his pages, and it literally started from him. But from exactly what you said, even Flow Vortex was one of them from him. If it wasn't for the straight up event, I would have never known. But how we do it, that bit I'm still working on. I'm sure we can get enough ideas, like
conversation about on another day, because
another day for real. But it's definitely a thing, man. Definitely a thing.
100%.
Needs to happen.
It does.
You know, because if not for just getting your message out, getting your voices out there, slyly getting your spends in to get it, because it's all good and well wanting to be a full-time artist, but we got bills. You understand? And the problem with being a creative is, and this is one thing that I always say, I've even got a piece about it, that art is priceless. You cannot price it. You can't actually put a monetary value on it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So as much as I would gladly do it for free, because it's not about money for me, I got bills to pay. You get it? I got bills to pay. So that's what I always say. If my lifestyle was paid for, I would do it all for free, gladly.
That's what I would do as well, in terms of us creating opportunities for ourselves and being able to, like, create sources of income for ourselves,
Yeah.
especially because
Yeah.
we don't
But
all
when
of
you're
that stuff.
creating, you're not thinking money as well. You're not thinking, oh, this is going to secure me a bag.
Do you get
Like, no, do you get it? That's not even where I want my mind to be. Like, I'm
crazy?
trying to figure out the message, but if I'm thinking of a message, I'm thinking the time I'm spending this message means I'm not at work making money. It means my skills, like, to get it.
Yeah,
That means that message doesn't have to prioritize. But it's a system that we're in that we have to figure a way out of,
yeah,
or at least figure a way to work with.
through it, I guess. Because
Yeah,
that's the point. I can't.
somehow, some way. But this is how it happens, though, with things like Trailblazers. This is how it happens. Embrace Trailblazers, the poetry jam, like all of these events, that everybody that has a little something going on. I think there's Flow Vortex, there's Soul Flows. I've heard of Poetry and Shubs, obviously One Love
Yeah,
Promotion. You know, there's a few of them, but we just need to get a circuit going. Need to be even something like a Channel U, you know, but for spoken word
yeah.
to get it.
Channel you.
Channel U did a lot for grime, you know. Channel U
It's
did a lot for grime. The SBTVs and them and there like that. These are what the spoken word industry needs.
true, 100%.
So they work.
It did, and it will continue to. It's just we have to take it on ourselves to do
Yeah,
it, and not wait for it to do it for us or
yeah.
give us the.
That bit right there. We have to take it upon ourselves. We have to blaze the trail.
Literally that.
You understand?
I hope that everyone has been inspired by today as much as I have. Honestly
Yeah.
speaking,
I hope you've inspired yourself because you've never done this before, have you?
no, I've never done 12 hours.
Like a straight baptism of fire, and you went in. Like this is a new record for you. Do you understand?
Is I'm really enjoying it.
You don't worry. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. And then
You should be.
talked me out of it. They was like, "Oh, 12 hours on live is so long. It's so hard." I was like, "It's gonna be hard, but
First of all, one person struggles. Just because it's hard for some don't mean it's hard for others. And especially if you're called to purpose, nothing is
you know,
difficult if it's your purpose. You understand?
every half an hour break, I'm like going to pray, like, okay, continue to
Uh-huh.
continue live and let what is supposed to happen today happen."
Exactly. It was meant to happen, or else you would have crashed out a while ago.
It's true.
You know?
So, yes, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me. Honestly, this is even the first time I've even done something like this. So, you know, I don't know if you clocked, I was even a bit nervous, a bit anxious myself, but you know, I pulled through.
You did well. It was just authentic. I'll be so honest. I wasn't even paying attention to who was in the live or not. It's just been me.
Sorry, wait, I can't lie.
Is there
Yeah.
anything promote or push or social media or any of that stuff?
Not so much me personally. I mean, obviously, I got my page there. I mentioned I got the EPs I'm working on, but I don't like to give people like a countdown or anything like that. Like if it's coming, like if I have an actual date,
Yeah.
you'll see it because I'll just put the date out. I don't want to say, "Oh, coming soon," because that's what people like Lil Wayne has got me waiting for the car at 6 for over a year now, and it's actually getting on my nerves. So I can imagine how that must feel on the other end if I say I got something coming and I haven't dropped it, because they don't understand. As a creative, you might have every intention of dropping something that day, but something can just come up.
And
Sometimes you might have to make a little change. Sometimes you might have to clear a little or get that. Like I
it's true.
wanted to drop it. Do you understand? Something came up. I'm sorry. So I don't do that anymore. But there is an event going on tomorrow that I wish I was going to. You know, Tony Tons.
No.
Well, I say Tony, BBE. She's got it's basically like we're saying, promoting everything that forwards the industry. I think I posted it on my story. I'll have to post it again. It's going on tomorrow. It's an event, live music, spoken word, games, like for the community for Black History Month as well, in Stratford E20. So I'm gonna post that on my story again today. So promoting stuff like that. Pardon?
Do you know what time that is?
It's gonna be from, I want to say from 12 to like 8. It's gonna be a day thing.
I'm either gonna have to go early and go get tatted after, or go get tatted and go after.
Are you getting tatted tomorrow? Yeah. Wait, ink action, yeah? Into the
um,
collection. Is it going to be part of that sleeve?
it's going all over the body. I'm getting like 11
Oh,
small.
wow.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Ow. You ain't scared of no needle. You ain't scared of no ink.
No,
So wait,
a bit.
is that because it doesn't hurt then? It doesn't hurt you?